Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Wraith here, back with another video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about today's meta and why it's so important to be able to W key and play aggressively, and how to actually W key efficiently and effectively. Because so many of you guys, I know you tell me in the comments, you message me on Discord, Twitter, say, well, I always die when I W key, or every single time I W key, I just lose the fight and I get killed. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be basically helping you guys become more efficient and effective W keyers, and how to win more fights overall and be a more aggressive player. So if you're looking forward to this video, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you use creator code WraithFN in the item shop. Let's get into it. So the number one problem that I see a lot of people have on why they keep dying in 1v1s or like W keying, or when they get W keyed, or whatever the problem is that they don't have good enough mechanics. Now, if you have average aim, average 1v1 capabilities, average editing, average building, etc., or you're just a little bit above average, well, obviously you're not going to be able to drop those 25 kill games or those 20 kill games, because those people, there's so many people in the lobby who are probably above average at aiming, above average at editing, and even if they're the same skill level as you, well, then it's just a 50-50 on who wins the fight, right? So the basis of every single game, whether it's CSGO, Valorant, COD, especially Fortnite, is you have to have really good mechanics if you want to be an aggressive player. If you don't have nutty aim, you don't have really good editing, you don't have really good building, well, then you're not going to be able to kill everyone in the lobby or kill everyone in the Warzone thing just because you have average aim or average mechanics. You have to have above par mechanics, and if you don't, well, then you're not going to be able to drop those 20 bombs. Yeah, sure, you might be able to get a 6 kill win or 7 kill win, but if you watch people like Clicks, Benji, Mongrel, Kylix, all those people, Booga, they all have insane mechanics, and that's the reason that they can drop those high kill games and just absolutely destroy every single player that they come across. If they don't have really good mechanics, well, then they're not going to be able to W key as effectively and as efficiently. Another key thing that I see in a lot of people, and a lot of people always like tell me about it and why they can't W key efficiently, is their confidence isn't high enough, and they feel like they don't feel confident going to a fight. And there's two reasons for that. One is because they don't trust their mechanics, and that goes back to the first point. You need to have good mechanics, because then you'll feel way more confident in your ability, and you'll know you'll hit that shot, you'll know you'll hit that edit. Because if you're not good mechanics, you're not going to have good confidence. And then the other is they haven't fought enough people. Like, you might say, oh, I have like 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 kills. Like, I'm still nervous when I'm going to a fight, or I still feel weird W keying people. But if you think about it, these top pros like Booga, Benji, all those guys I mentioned before, they literally have tens of thousands of kills and maybe even hundreds of thousands of fights, because they've played this game for 2 years straight, and they play it for 8 hours, 9 hours a day. You might have been playing since season 8 or season 7, so you've been playing for a year, but you've only played 4 or 5 days a week for 2 to 3 hours every single day. Obviously, you're not taking as many fights as them. So what you need to do is just practice W keying, and not only practice W keying, but you need to practice fighting better players. Go into a solo game, like a normal solo. Yeah, you can W key people, get 10, 15 kills, and sure, you might feel good, or you might get 8 kills. But if you go into arena game and you just get bopped every single time when you come against actual good players, well, then you're not actually improving. So what you need to do, unless you're not in champs and you really want to focus on getting champs because you want to go into the FNCS or something like that, but honestly, in my opinion, if you're not even in champs yet, you probably should just focus on improving, and then next season worry about the competitive gameplay. But right now, just go into arena and literally just W key everyone. Like, I'm not saying land hot drop, but land wherever you want to land, loot up, and then W key everyone. You got to get into the like mindset of just fighting everyone you see. That way, the more fights you get in, the more like things you'll realize that you're doing wrong or you're doing right, and that way you can actually improve and get better and start winning more fights. Now for tip number 3, unfortunately right now there is 50-50 is not in the game. So basically, for those of you who don't know, ping is really reliant in this game. If you have low ping, you're at such a huge advantage while taking a fight. If you have high ping, you're in a lot of trouble. And unfortunately, 50-50 was really good when it was in the game. It basically allowed, like, even if you're on 80 ping, the same amount of chance as taking a wall as a 0 ping player. But right now, as this video is happening, 50-50 is not in the game. So you got to learn to play to your ping, because it is such a key deal. And if you guys don't know what ping affects, it basically allows and affects how easily and how quickly you can take a wall. 0 ping players normally will take a wall first try. 80 ping players probably won't ever be able to take a wall unless the person stops holding it, or like 10-15 tries later. So for example, if you're really low ping, well then you need to practice literally instantly your timing, getting that wall, and then doing a Mongrel classic by throwing the ramp in, cutting the ramp, or making an edit, throwing a cone in, or something like that. You need to practice your timing and getting something inside of their box so they don't have time to react. If you're a high ping player, well then you need to practice like getting inside their box, whether it's a ramp phase, whether it's working on different directions. So like you're really good at going on the right wall, and then when they least expect to go to the left wall, take it because they're still holding the right wall. Like be a little bit more unpredictable. You got to play to your ping, because most of the time in this meta right now, it's a lot of box fights. So ping is so reliant. So if you can't play on your high ping, or you can't play on your low ping, which if you're on low ping, you definitely should be able to, well then you're not going to be good in this meta, and you're not going to be able to kill people quickly and get a lot of kills because you're so busy fighting one person. So if you're a high ping player, it is a lot harder, but you still can use it to your advantage by phasing a little bit more, working on being a little bit more unpredictable, and then that will give you a little bit of an advantage. Obviously, if you're a lower ping, you have a huge advantage, but you still, if you have high ping, unfortunately, there's nothing really you can do about it. You just got to adapt and practice with it. Now my next tip, and this is a big one, and you guys know me if you have watched my videos before, I really recommend all the time VOD reviewing either yourself or pro players, but watching pro W keyers is literally one of the best ways that you can basically adapt and learn how to W key more efficiently. So for example, if you watch someone like Unknown, Benji Fishy, Mitro, Arkham, any of those people who literally just drop, Mr. Savage, drop like 20 kill games like nothing, like super easily, and you watch their Twitch streams, or you watch their YouTube videos, or even their replays, and you watch how they actually like kill people so efficiently, so quickly, and find that many people, then you can slowly start adapting it and put it into your game. Where do they go when they're rotating to find that many people? How do they finish fights so quickly? Do they always get damage in first? Do they do a specific ramp phase, or do they like predict where the enemy is going to escape if they're boxed up, throw a cone floor on top of them, edit, and then easy kill? Like, what do they do that allows them to kill people so quickly and move on to the next player and find that many people? Watching pro players is literally one of the best ways you can improve and adapt their playstyle into your own. So like I said, I recommended those people, but I would, if I were you, I would find someone on your own servers that you have a similar playstyle to. If you're a controller player on NA East, I recommend watching someone like Unknown Army. If you're a controller player on EU, I would recommend watching someone like Lechy or Wolfies. If you're a keyboard and mouse player on West, watch someone like Arkham. Like, whoever's a good player that you play like on your own servers. Like, it's a little bit different if you're a keyboard and mouse player and you're watching Unknown, because you probably won't be able to damage someone for 100 damage right off the bat. But if you watch someone like Booga, who's a really good W here on East, well then you'll be able to pick things out that he does and put it into your own gameplay. So another really good way to improve instead of just W keying in arena is actually going into creative, finding someone on Discord, and improving in your 1v1s, build fights, or your box fights. Now this is basically the two main like ways that you fight people nowadays in Fortnite. Obviously there's early games and late games, but you can't really work on that besides just hopping into arena or hopping into solo and actually doing it. But most fights you're going to find are mid games, where they're going to be build fights or 1v1 build fights. And yes, sometimes early game can be box fights or build fights, but what you're going to want to do is find someone on Discord, add them, and then go into a creative map and box fight them and 1v1 build fight them. This will just sharpen your ability, and again also improve your mechanics, which will help your confidence as well, and you'll be able to kill people quickly. If you're really good at 1v1ing, well then instantly you start fighting someone, if they start to build up and you can just block them off from keep building, and then you can edit on them, well then they're dead, and then you just got an easy quick kill. And the only way you can improve on that is obviously fighting in arena, fighting in solos, like actually doing it. Or you can also actually go into creative and fight these people in a 1v1 or a box fight. Now this tip is probably the last tip of the video, and it goes back to kind of tip number 4, where it's basically watching pro players and VOD reviewing yourself is a really good way of improving and seeing what you're doing wrong when you're 1v1ing or box fighting or taking fights in arena. So like I said, watch pro players are super key, but also watching your own gameplay and figuring out why you die is a huge deal as well. Did you miss your shot? Did you miss your edit? Did you make a bad edit? Like, did you wait too long and he took your wall and then killed you? Like, what did you do wrong in that 1v1? Or what did you do wrong when you're W keying? Did you get third party because you didn't finish the fight quick enough? I guarantee you, almost every single time you die, there's going to be something you did incorrectly that could have, if you did it do that, then you would have won the fight, right? So looking back at your own VODs and figuring out what it was and then trying to improve on it and trying to fix it is one of the best ways to actually improve overall. So for example, if you miss your shots, you realize you need to start working on your aim a little bit more. If you realize that you're making a bad edit, well then you need to start playing box fights and try and get in the habit of stop doing that edit. But yeah, that's basically it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you slap a like button on it, comment what you want to see for a future video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.